Beach Boys, the documentary. It is on Disney Plus today. This is the definitive documentary on the Beach Boys. I love this. I was a big fan of the Beach Boys growing up. Uh, I this movie is everything you want. And let me ask you this, Chris. I don't know if you've seen many Beach Boys documentary, but what do all Beach Boys documentaries ultimately become?
Why that one guy's crazy?
Yeah, all Beach Boys documentaries to this point have always been the story of Brian Wilson. This Beach Boys movie is about the Beach Boys. Is about every single member of the Beach Boys. Not only every single member of the Beach Boys, but every single member who joined the Beach Boys, because Brian Wilson famously hated touring. As part of his mental condition was he just hated that attention, being in large crowds, and just would rather be a recluse and write music. And they brought in all these people to replace him, including Glenn Campbell. And this movie takes us literally from the beginning of the Beach Boys to today, and follows their career. Every surviving Beach Boy is in this movie, talks about it. They even get into the good, the bad, and the ugly. The ugly being when one of the things that caused Brian Wilson to go into a deep funk and depression was the day his father sold the publishing rights out from under him. Sold it for $700,000. And that sent Brian Wilson into a tailspin. And then what we also point out, what the film points out, is that Mike Love wrote the lyrics for most of the early Beach Boys songs. And so, but he was never given publishing rights that. And he wound up suing the Beach Boys, which caused a huge rift between it. There's also a story, I don't know how much you know, but the Beach Boys, particularly Dennis Wilson, was instrumental, was a big part of the Manson murders. Not a big part of it in terms of committing it, but the relationship he had with Charlie ultimately led to that specific crime. And that's explained in this movie. Lots of great music. It goes into the rivalry between the Beach Boys and the Beatles. It also, interestingly enough, when the Beach Boys had nothing and were trying to reinvent themselves because Brian was just unavailable, the Beach Boys went on tour, and they basically filled the vacuum that the Beatles left when they broke up. And so this desire to listen to classic 60s music propelled the Beach Boys during the 70s and 80s. I will say this, as much as we criticize Disney Plus and as much as we hate Disney Plus, the one thing Disney Plus does exceptionally well is documentaries. And this is one of them. In 2 weeks, we'll talk about Jim Henson, Idea Man, and that is another amazing documentary. Frank Marshall, who happens to be married to a Disney executive, directed this movie, and it's just chock full of Beach Boy everything. And like I said, it's, as much as Brian Wilson is the foundation of the Beach Boys, this is about the entire band, and I highly recommend it. I gave it a 9 out of 10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is there a review on the website?
Yes. In fact, it posted this morning.
Nice.